Hi, it's Kate here, talking about weight loss made simple. There is so much complication and confusion around weight loss. It's been hijacked, if you like, or monetized by diet groups and slimming clubs and all this kind of thing, and made to seem so much more difficult than it really is. So I'd like to break it down into what actually is involved. We gain weight when we consume more energy in our food as calories than our body actually needs. That's all there is to it. So to lose weight, we have to consume fewer calories than our body needs. This means going into what's called a calorie deficit. So it's reducing our food intake from what it currently is, which has caused us to gain weight, to a little less, so it's more in tune with what we need, or indeed under that level, so that we get to burn up more energy and burn up fat. Because when we talk about weight loss, we don't really mean weight as all the things that includes. We mean fat loss. That's what we want to lose. If we're overweight, it's because we're carrying too much fat. Carrying too much weight can be uncomfortable. It can be something that makes everyday things more challenging. It can put more pressure on our systems, on our musculoskeletal system, and on our organs in general. And if it's something that bothers you, then it makes sense to do something about that, but it's not always easy. And where do you go for different bits of information? Well, nothing happens without a calorie deficit. Whatever any fancy diet tells you, this is the miracle way to do it, that's the way you should try this and that, they all function on the same principle of eating less than your body actually needs. How do you know what a good calorie deficit is? Well, a really simple way is to take your weight in pounds and multiply it by 10. That gives you a reasonable calorie target that will put you into a deficit enough to create fat loss. Now, what we don't want is really rapid fat loss that's something that you try and sustain over a particular amount of time. There is nothing wrong per se with rapid fat loss. If that's what you need to do, then okay. But it's not very sustainable to do some of these schemes that put you on 800 or 1200 calories a day are not enough to fuel your daily needs by a long way. It's much more sensible to choose a lower deficit that isn't going to leave you feeling hungry or tired or restricted or miserable. Doesn't need to be any of those things. So that method of your weight in pounds times 10 is a really great starting point to give you a reasonable deficit that would bring around fat loss of around 1.5 to maybe 2 pounds a week, depending on how much weight you have to lose. Really nice, steady and achievable rate. When that's done, that dieting phase is only relevant for whilst you are trying to lose weight. It doesn't have to be forever. Diets aren't supposed to be forever, otherwise we'd just disappear to nothing. It needs to be something that's doable for you, that's affordable, accessible, practical, fits in with your lifestyle, suits your preferences of the way you like to eat, the timetable that you live within. And it only has to last the duration of the dieting phase. So once you get to your goal weight, or you get to near where you want to be, then it's time to bring those calories back up a little bit. We don't need to be too precise. There's a lot of science, I suppose, around this, and you can go to the extent of tracking your calories on an app. That's brings its own inaccuracies with it. You can use smartwatches, that kind of thing. But again, the level of inaccuracy of those can be up to about 30% either way. So it is an inexact science, calorie tracking. What's a simpler approach is to reduce your portion size a little bit, maybe by a quarter or by a third. See how that goes. Give it a couple of weeks. Is that making any difference? Maybe it's increasing your exercise or your activity levels. Doing your step count is a really great thing. If you're currently on sort of 4,000 steps a day, can you get it up to 6,000? Absolutely amazing. That'll be using more energy than you were previously and will make a difference. What about changing the quality of the food you eat? So making simple swaps, swapping the full sugar Coke for a Diet Coke. All these little things add up and make a difference. So if that's your goal, is to lose a little bit of weight, or to lose a lot of weight, if that's what you feel you want to do, take it slow, take it sensibly. Don't rush for the first quick fix, because it won't deliver what it promises. And I hope it really works for you, whatever you find.